Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Michelle, and these are 3 games for when you're studying war and its effects.
So for our first game, I selected Manhattan Project. Manhattan Project is a game where you are taking on the role of a leader of a country's nuclear weapons program. And so you are going to be hiring scientists and engineers and workers, and you're going to be placing them out on the board. And you're also going to be buying new or adding new things to your country, like mines, so that way you can get resources easier. It's a really cool game about balancing resources, both the resources of actual cubes and the resources of workers. There's a big push on balancing both of those at the same time so you can get better actions. But the main reason we picked this one is it has a lot to do with war development. There's a big cost in war when it comes to technological advancements and who has the better technological advancement when you actually go to war. So this one we feel really kind of opened up the door for talking about, Cold War for one, or just in general as countries are starting to gear up for the possibility of war. Because this game doesn't have any real open war going on between the players. Instead, it's more secret war that everybody's building up their arsenals.
Our second game is Root. This is a colorful game in which you are playing as a woodland creature of some sort. Maybe you're cats, maybe you're birds, maybe you're cute little otters. This game is really all-out war. Planning and preparations have been made, and they are ready to battle. And so they come in, and each different type of animal has a different way of playing. It's a great way to study how different countries, they come to war equipped in different ways. They have different supplies, they have different weapons, and being able to really simulate that is very fascinating. It really opens up conversation as far as what countries have, how they're different, how they're similar, but also it's a great way to talk about ecosystems as well, because the cats in the game, they're really an invasive species, and being able to talk about how did that affect the game and how does that affect the real world.
Our last game is Scythe. It's one of my favorite war games because it really doesn't have much to do with war in general. It has more to do with that the world just had a great war. It's an alternate 1920s universe, and the Great War just happened, and war is very unpopular. It's sometimes necessary, but it's very unpopular. In this game, you're trying to take control of Europa right after the Great War happened. But by doing so, you need to be the most popular, if you will, the most popular emperor there is to be able to gain that control. Most popular and the one with the most amount of money at the end of the game, because it means you have the strongest economy, and everyone in Europa will then want you to be the emperor. Unlike other war games or other games like this, where you take resources and you keep them, on this game, all the resources stay out there. Because in the real world, you can't just pick up and move an oil refinery. Instead, the oil just stays out there. And if somebody marches in, they now control your oil, or your food, or your wood, whatever it is. They control the resources that you have been producing there. You can talk a little deeper about the cost of war, that one war is unpopular, so it's going to have that cost, but on top of that, it also has very tangible costs. If you focus too much on war, lose a lot of your country's economy, and in the end, you will probably lose the game. And so it's a good balance for learning about war, but learning about countries and learning about why they might battle, but why they might choose to keep a truce or a peace between other people. So that's why we find this one very fascinating game to play.
What is your favorite resource for discussing war or war effects? Let us know in the comments below.
And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.